So I'm coming up to the gate, so it's the same as the doors or any other thing. So you see this line between this corner and this corner, that represents the line that she cannot cross unless I tell her to. Okay, good girl, yay! Come on in. Is that good girl? Yeah, we don't ever put them in here, so let me just put this up here. This is an emergency, or it's actually for like my dog to wait until yours is ready or something like that. And see, just because the collar is off doesn't mean that the dog is out of the crate, right? So I'm going to just leave her here temporarily. So crate manners is very, very, very important. There's been cases where people just totally dismissing the crate manners, let them just, well, it's any boundary. It's crate, it's houses, it's whatever. So anything. So if they are totally dismissing the crate, right, then how they come out through the boundary, that they will absolutely dismiss you. Boundaries are natural things for them to watch out for, and you absolutely have to work on that. Now, it's on your dog, but you have to enforce it and you have to do it. So she doesn't like the fact that there's no bottom in this, that there's whatever, so she doesn't understand why she's in there. But again, the more you do this, the better your dog is going to be everywhere else, at the vet, at the groomer, anywhere you travel somewhere, because anytime you see opportunity to put her anywhere, you should take that, because the more they're exposed to it, the easier they're going to be. So that's that. Uh-oh. 1 second, I got to put this up. Again, just because the collar is not on or just because the door is open does not mean that she can leave, right? It doesn't. Not at all. So again, I'm going to reinforce her for staying, and I am going to give her a little longer to make sure she is absolutely watching this out. And okay, so boundaries is a must. Down. Good, down. I'm gonna show you dog when I get to my goal over there. 1 second. Yeah, I can't see from here. So I'm gonna go behind here and hide. And then I'm just gonna make your dog bigger here. Oopsie, that not that big. Here we go. Okay. So 5 minutes down stay, we always do that video. And even though there is a very high traffic area, meaning that I have Amanda walks around from back of the house and the side of the house. I have neighbors. Actually, there is a neighbor in the yard behind her. She already looked at them because they made the noise over there. I also have neighbors on the other side, 3 dogs in the back over there, 2 dogs. So lizards, birds, all that stuff. But even though this is a very high area we're going to consider this a non distraction area, and the reason for that is because we are going to work here pretty much all the time. So when you consider your backyard, it's not really a high distracted area when you consider your backyard, just so you kind of have addressed. Now, nobody can watch a video longer than 5 minutes as far as how long the dog stays, but she can literally do, as of right now, she can do a, sorry, I'm moving because there's bugs around. So she can literally do about 20 minutes without, with kind of sort of distractions, and 40 minutes without. And the reason why is because usually I have 3 dogs for training, and it takes 2 dogs to stay while I train 1 dog. So that's basically where this, and the puppy is screaming on the 2 houses down. That puppy has been screaming the whole time. So she heard that. That's what she was looking at. So as far as why is this very important, obviously I do it as high as I can. As far as high, this is where we are at the moment, and this is where I'm videotaping, but I can't walk with this because it really doesn't do me any good. I'm gonna start moving, heading back to her, but you try to do this as much as possible, working on the downstay by herself as far as possible. Make it as more difficult as possible. So it's a difficult exercise. It's a very difficult exercise. So because of, you have to maintain that position, so she can't really move, crawl, do whatever. It's not like a place where she can get up, she can turn around, she can do whatever. None of this stuff she can. So I'm gonna start moving to her, and there's a bird, actually, I can't know if I can see it, but there's a bird hopping behind her. I don't know. Yeah, I can't show it to you. It's no longer hopping where I can see her, but it was hopping there. Anyway, so let's do the 5, and really can't move like that. So it's been a 5 minutes pretty much, so I'm gonna start walking. So what happened here also is I'm not gonna hurry up and release her, even though this is supposedly a 5-minute video. And the reason why, because you see how this dog is totally and completely waiting for me to come back, right? So you know how majority of the time people have a problem with anticipation. Your dog used to be really bad at this. She used to anticipate the whole time. If we can, whatever it is she thinks you're going to do next, that's what she's going to be anticipating for. So she's going to get up earlier. She's going to do right away. She's going to actually be try to be about 2 things behind you, 2 steps in front of you. I'm sorry, 2 steps in front of you. So now this dog right now is not anticipating anything. Look at her. So she is absolutely just, watching me, doing whatever that is, but she's really not anticipating to come back. Now, another thing is I treat, and I ask you to treat stay as a promise. So I'm going to come up actually to her. She's been a very good girl. I am going to reinforce her, and I am not going to release her. So I just reinforce her, I give her some food, and I am not going to release her right away. Okay, why is that? Is because I don't want her to anticipate every time she comes back she's going to just let me go. So you see how she's not pushing me, she's not that, she's asking me for attention, she's kind of lip licking, she's trying to get my attention and see if we're doing what we're doing. Can she get up? Can she not? But this is nothing compared to what she used to be doing, what she used to do, right? Push you and not listening and doing whatever. So The reason why it is, so when I say to you that I treat it as a promise, so if I put her on the downstay anywhere, I am going to be doing this. I am going to come back to her. I am going to reinforce her, and I am going to release her from there. So you will never see me with the dogs in the beginning stages of training. And I mean, in the beginning stages of training is probably 6 months since we brought her home from the training. That's kind of beginning stage of training. Now, you're going to be on the same level. However, I would not change much in the first 6 months when you start doing that. Especially if you're going to group classes and whatever, you will see that I'm not going to change much on you until that. Now, can I call her from a distance and she will find me or whatever? Yes, sure I can. But I would never recommend that because it's very stressful for the dogs, and they will never, they will actually never keep the stay. So that's why I don't do that, right? So I always treat it as a promise. So that means I left you, anywhere I left you, I'm going to come back and release you from there. You're never going to have to judge anything. We're just doing this. So this is very, very good. She's been a patient baby. This is 8 already minutes. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna release her, and we're done. Okay. Good girl. Very good. We're done. All done. Okay, impulse control. So she's been told to go on downstay. Now we will address her impulse control with other things in separate video as well, like vacuum cleaner, I mean, whatever. So we will obviously address those things, but this is the basic stuff. So basically we're going to work on everything that she hates and everything that she loves. Go ahead. So Amanda is gonna go with, and let me just, yeah, no, go ahead. Sorry, I'm just trying to make it bigger. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Now, you see that sign of stress on her face? She's not happy about it. Go ahead. See how she's not happy about this? Keep going, just aggressively. You see all those signs of stress? Now, she doesn't like it. You can stop, Amanda, you can go. So she, oh, sorry. I just made your dog such a huge dog. You got a huge dog, Godzilla, pretty much. So she hated that, but because she's told to do something else, and that's all good, she's dealing with this. Now, that doesn't stop the issue, meaning she still hates what she hates. You can see those reactions on there, but it stops her reaction to these things. All right, so the biggest thing is now is stuff that she absolutely loves. We're gonna, sorry. We're gonna do it like this, and go ahead and through first couple things. Perfect. And let me go and reinforce. That was hard. So whatever it is, it doesn't matter. She loves it or she hates it. The point is, she absolutely have to just listen and forget all her stuff, there. Go ahead. Perfect. And go past her. It's actually more, if you gotta come up a little closer so you can go past her, that would be acceptable. Don't kill her. That chicken is known for bodily harm and injuries. I'm just kidding, but when you play, it's too tough. And again, she wants to follow it. Stop for a second. She wants to follow it, but she's not allowed to. Now again, these things are not really triggering her other drives, which vacuum triggers and everything else. But we will, like I said, address that in a different video as far as that goes. But you have to, everything that you notice that your dog doesn't like, go ahead. Everything that you notice that your dog loves, you have to be able to stop her from interacting with that, however it is, and you have to be able to control her. So that's what it's for, right? So play, down, and just keep the dog down, right? So that is what we need to do. So now she's going to be released and she can go play and whatever it is. But that's the main point of all your interactions with that. You absolutely have to make sure that your dog relies on your judgment and listens to you and trusts your judgment. That's the whole base of everything. You did very well. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, pretty girl. You're pretty. Who is pretty? Fun, please. Good job. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, look at the baby.
Good. Good job. 1 second. I can't. 1 second. Give me a second. I gotta show you a little bigger. Go ahead. Now, this is how people not supposed to greet your dog ever. But this is how your dog should react to obnoxious people like this. Sorry, Amanda. But we're asking you to be obnoxious and then we're calling you being obnoxious. So yeah, this is not how it's supposed to be at all. So I am working on this myself and family, but I'm making sure that people are actually coming in the way that it's supposed to be. Show that how you're supposed to do it. Very good, girl. So in reality, they should absolutely ignore the dog. So they absolutely should be ignoring the dog. Now, I should have opened the door for her and whatever, but you got the point. So anyway, if people are gonna ignore the dog like this and whatever it is, now in the place she can, if we discussed that. She can bark, she can turn around, she can jump up and down for all I care about, but she cannot move off the spot. Now, unless you're practicing this by yourself, you really cannot ask her to do it for anybody else. So if you can do it, all your family members can do it, and everybody who is, good to work with, meaning that they're willing to help you train her, this is all good. But if it's people that you can't work around and the people you can't in the beginning, you can't expect her to do it. So if you solve this issue with yourself, and we will discuss this in details, but if you solve this issue with yourself, you will be able to do just that when people come in. But again, it's how much you work and how much she is respecting your judgment. So all of this, if you're gonna allow her to just go bananas every time you come home, this is never gonna change. So she's gonna go bananas every single time. And the thing about that is you're never gonna solve your issue if you don't work on this. This is already pretty bad. It was pretty bad when I got her. So we got her to the point where she's absolutely manageable, but you have to work on yourself, and you also have to work on all your family members and all your friends who are willing to help in order for this to work on everybody later on. As of right now, when she gets home, the second that it's somebody who you can't control, instead of doing this, you're going to put the dog in a crate and make it very, and make it 100, I don't know, what was that noise? I don't know what was that noise. So completely, totally got my thought off. I don't know what I was saying to you, but I don't redo these videos, so I apologize. I don't remember. Because there was some kind of noise over there. She heard it, I heard it, and we are both don't know what's going on. Anyway, so I don't remember what I said, but anyway, we will discuss this behavior when doing a class. So if let's say right away when I bring her home to you, and you have somebody you can't work around and you never worked around with, so you're just gonna put her in a crate and don't let her be anywhere free until you actually can work with her. So meaning that you cannot just assume she's gonna work and make her fail, because if she fails once or twice, she will fail every time, and then you're just gonna give up on that. So you absolutely have to work on this. This is the one thing that every time you come home, every time somebody else who lives in your house come home, if you don't move and shift your love for her, that crazy high, how are you doing, get together, when you get home, this crazy ritual that you had that makes you feel better, but it makes your dog feel anxious, that's gonna continue. So we'll talk about this a lot. It is possible, very much possible, but it's all about how you work with her. So again, we'll discuss later, and I apologize, but I don't redo these videos. Once I started it, I'm doing it because it wouldn't be authentic and it wouldn't be fair to you if I would redo these. So I apologize. Now, once you're ready and done with, and 5 minutes later, when everybody is, everybody's come down, everybody is good, then you're gonna release your dog. Okay. All right, I'm taking her out while I'm standing. I do prefer her on a sitter down. Now, this is a really loud place. She's never been here. So when you saw her jumping out of her skin, see, that's because somebody is throwing stuff on the back of the truck, and they're doing that pretty far, but the noises is they're over there throwing it back on the truck. So she is reacting to each and every sound and whatever it is she doesn't understand. However, you see how she's still staying on the down. That's the only thing you can expect. Now, there's also big improvement. The fact is that she is eating. She was not eating. Good job. She still doesn't like my car door is closing and doing all that. She's still holding her DOWN. And that's all you can ask her. Now, this is not properly socialized dog. Not only that, it's also an issue with her nervous system. She is very sensitive to the sound, to everything else. So, combination of these things is what you're seeing. And these doors, wow, this is pretty good for her to go through these doors. This is excellent. Now, also, if you notice, she is eating in public, and I'm gonna put her right here. I'm gonna stop, so she needs to either sit or down. She actually went down. I am gonna reinforce her. So what I do want you to point out, if the dog is not eating, it's stressed out dog. She did not eat 3 to 4 weeks anywhere public when I took her. So she was heavily stressed out. And the reason why, because she thought she's making a bunch of decisions all by herself. And I'm gonna put her right here. Now she might get distracted when standing. Go down. Good. So if she got distracted, because look at what all of this here. Yeah, there you go. So just because she's distracted doesn't mean that she might not do the automatic things yet, because it's only been so many weeks, but she has to do the, when you remind her what to do. So the fact that she's eating while in public is tremendous. You need to keep that going. So she is staying here with all these things, and again, they're closer. I'm just having her on a 0.5. So she needs to be on the heel anytime she's anywhere public, really anywhere when she's walking. And this is how she should be walking everywhere. We will spend a bunch of time on this, so you are familiar with this, but this takes practice. Now we're gonna go the rest of the store. So, is she a big social butterfly? No, absolutely not. And I'm not. So, but I'm dealing with that just as much as she's dealing with that. So there's a person with a card that she's staring at. Now I'm gonna stop right here. That's all this food. See how she laid down over there? So when it's not really pressing high, See, she knows it's here. Her nose is not. And there's gonna be a person in the cart over here. Perfect. Good job. So the thing about that is, again, what you can expect her to do is to follow your lead. If you're not leading her, she's not gonna behave. So, because she doesn't like any of it. But she's dealing with this because you said it's okay. She doesn't think it's okay. Big door opening up was great. She didn't even bulge or anything. So this is fantastic. She's not been here yet. It's her first time in this. I never work on these ones that I do videos. So for first time being here, she's excellent. And there's a big cart and a friendly person. Cart and a friendly person. Very nice. Very, very nice girl. Excellent. Very good. So this is how she should be anywhere she comes out of your house. If it's not a backyard, this is how she should be. Come on. Oh, it's a good girl. Okay. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Now sitting I'm taking, and down I'm taking all of that, as long as she's not pulling, moving, or anything else. So there's people behind us. I am going to give her the treat. I am going to drop that leash, and we're gonna lie down over here. Again, is she a social butterfly and she wants to be here? No. Is she behaving herself? Absolutely yes. And that's the only thing you can really, really expect out of her. Now, just because I'm gonna pick up the leash doesn't mean she can already go, right? So that's how it is. So make sure that this is always the case, and see how she's not anticipating where she's going and what she's doing. Absolutely not anticipating. So that's just the way that you need to make sure you continue this training. So it's what you're doing. It's not what she's doing. She makes no decisions. Your problems were because she's making decisions she's not qualified to make, and that makes her scared. Because again, if we don't understand, we always fear that what we don't understand. So now she pulled a little bit more than I wanted, so I'm slowing down. And now I'm gonna walk normal again. The reason why is because these doors are scary for her, right? In the beginning, she wouldn't even pass through them. Now she is a champ as far as that goes. And when I come up here, I am going to again stop. Now, this is hot outside. So as long as she's standing, and because before, when we started, there was a rain and a cloudy. Right now, there's a sun out again. So I don't make her do any of this outside. I'm gonna open the thing and I'm gonna deal with her. But if I'm gonna tell her down, she's gonna listen real quick. I'm gonna reinforce her real quick, just so you can do it. But I wouldn't recommend it to do it obviously on the heat of the summer. But she needs to stop, and she needs to not make circles around you, not doing all of that stuff. Okay, perfect. Perfect, that's how she should be reacting. Now I said okay, so she can do whatever. Come here. And down. What a good girl. This is the best. You are the best. All right. So for her, I'm gonna make a harder video than I normally do. And that's because reason number one, she can do it. Reason number two, she has to do it. Because this dog has issues with sort of personality issues more than anything. So I'm gonna keep her there until I go get a dog to to work around with. Some kind of bird is making such a noise. So I actually left her all alone over there, and I'm gonna bring a dog in to work with. So I have my dog put away, and now my dog is gonna just come out. Hey. Good job. and run down. So that is what I wanted to do. And normally I don't do that this way. I just, work the dog. But you got to understand that not only that she's very smart, she's not really willing to be good. So what I want to tell you is, like, she's actually plotting not to be good. And the reason why I say that is most likely because the way she's with another dog that she lives with, she gets away with a murder, meaning that she gets away with being a bully a lot. And I am quite sure that she was a bully to you as well. So she acts like she is the best thing ever, but she is a bully. So this is why I'm going to work her double hard, and I'm suggesting you work her double hard until she actually listens, understands, and stop resisting on everything. Because she resists just to resist. There's a bird right here. Look at that. Where is it? There's a bird right sitting next to her. Oh, I can't find it. Where's the thingy? Oh, here we go. Okay. Good job. Uma. Good. She's not happy about this dog, right? And she doesn't really like her. No, she doesn't like any dog unless she can bully them. Chair. So this is something else I noticed. Same with people. Like, she'll like you as long as you are pushable, and then she doesn't like you. So all of that is, growing up / just don't want to do it. Good girl. Uma. Pass off. You see your dog's face? Don't like it at all. Pass off. Pass off. See? Hates it. Now, that's because she's not in charge of this dog. Why in the heck not? Chair. I'm going to go actually reinforce my dog and leave your dog alone again. Okay. Now I'm going to come back and reinforce her for her patience and everything else. So I am not stingy. I am heavily reinforcing her for being good. But I also make her work double. And only because if you work her normal amount of time, the rest of the time she just fights you. So it's not enough for her to be, entertained. She has to be in charge as well. So that is her deal. Uma. Around. Keep going. Keep going. Chair. Good job. I'm going to reinforce your dog. So you really need to work your dog hard in order for her to be. Now, she has a lot of physical challenges. I'm going to go reinforce my dog as well. She has some physical challenges in her body. I suspect she will be in pain sooner rather than later. And the reason why I say that is because her structure is not the best. I mean, this is like the easiest way to say it. I mean, if you see how stiff she is on the back, they are challenged to begin with. The breed is just because of the structure, but the way she's bred, I suspect her to be in pain fairly shortly in life versus not. Now, I am not against exercising her and whatever it is. Absolutely, she's young, she wants to, that's fine. But what I'm gonna tell you is to watch her behavior, because if she ever gets in pain, she will get snippy, she will get aggressive, she will get that. And it's gonna start with another dog. It's not gonna really start with people as much as it's gonna start with another dog. So just watch her for any kind of signs of that. I am not saying that, It's just the way the way that she is stiff. I mean, I feel sorry for her every time she moves, and I don't think right now it bothers her. And I think as long as she's going to be young and well fed. Another thing is I did drop 5 pounds off of her, so you're actually going to see that. There's no excess body fat on her because there were when I pick her up. So we worked a lot on exercising and eating the way that we would lose that. Now, then less weight on those joints, the better it is for them not to hurt her and for the longest time. So please keep her that way. Now, this is really bad, what just happened over there. Whatever it is happened over there, I mean, she is not happy about this. I mean, my dog is not happy about this, none of this. So something is happening right on the edge of our yard, inside of the neighbor's yard, but we can't see what it is. So it kind of sounds like another dog is trying to run the fence. So again, she looked at it, she didn't went to check out, and she didn't went none of that stuff. And that's very, very, very important. She's still interested in this, but it's not her business. This is what we're trying to explain. The training is there to explain that she reacts, right? But she reacts with the thought process that whatever happening, it's your responsibility to deal with it. It's not her responsibility to deal with that. That is the main subject about all of that. So if we can just do that, so every time when you're working with her, so it's not going to be an easy living with her. Some dogs are just not easy left with. There's a fly around her. So some dogs are not easy to live with. Okay. And she's one of them. And it's not anything, it's just when she was growing up, she was allowed to bully. And that's usually happens when you bring a puppy, strong-willed puppy, to a dog who is nice. Your second dog is nice. So, and because it's older and it takes the abuse, the youngster thinks that, I can do no wrong. That's basically what you get. And then human-wise, you also weak for her, not because you wanted to, but because you don't really know how to handle that. And because, again, your dog is not a normal, happy-go-lucky dog. Your dog is sitting there and thinking of how to, get everything working her way. I mean, that's was her. So again, right now she is not able to do anything. So the downstays, you notice, she cannot get those elbows off the ground. That's her whole point. So it's been over 9 minutes. So it's pretty much going on the 10 minutes as the video goes. And she has the ants in the pants. She doesn't want to be doing this. But she is doing this because I am saying so. So that I'm going to let her go. We're all going to give, our normal way. But I'm not going to allow her to go investigate. And we're going to talk about how she spends time in the backyard. We will talk about all of that when I get there. Because it's important how she spends time in the backyard. And how she's acting with another dog. Good. Sorry, I can't really walk and do this, so give me a second. I'm gonna get all the way up here. And this is on the dog. She can do whatever it is, but she cannot cross this door path. Now, when I come in, I also don't care if she is sitting, staying, or whatever it is she's doing. And the only time that she is going with me would be, okay, good girl, and off the races. So we're gonna have to talk about the situation in the car. So I'm gonna ask you, to show me how you deal with her in the car, meaning that where she is sitting, how she is when you're driving her anywhere. So obviously I do it in the crate, or I put the harness on them and put it on the seat belt because I will never have a loose thing. But in the beginning, she had a very hard trouble, not only staying in place, but she was a busybody. She was consistently trying to, come on, good job. Consistently trying to take charge and take control over everything, okay? Meaning if the person cannot be close to the car, any cars or motorcycles or any of that, I mean, she was going nuts every single time was happening. So in your car, we need to secure the dog because nobody should be driving without it. That's her life, your life, everybody else's life who's in that car. And she also has no business having an opinion, okay? Now, as of right now, is she happy being here? No, this is a place she's never been, so she's not happy. But she's controlling herself, and she's lying down and patiently waiting for whatever it is happening, if I am gonna get her or not. And again, she's not a big fan of new places. The more you take her, the better she's gonna be. And again, that's just about, she was so stressed on walks before. That dog was just living in a nightmare. I mean, she was consistently stressed. So as of right now, she's trying to figure it out what we're gonna do, but actually nothing, So I just wanted to make a video of how she is going to, go for a walk. So you see the setup, the way I have it set up. So I have everything set up on this with a leash and everything in the crate. So why is I doing this? Do I have to do it? No, I don't have to do it, but you should. And the reason why I'm saying this is because until you get full control of your dog, you should be using the leash, and you should not be mingling with that leash while you're in the parking lot right before you go out. So you just set everything up, and she's perfectly fine. And yes, we are very dirty today. This is all her hair and her stuff, even though we brush her every day. But her dirt and everything else, dirt. That's just good. So this whole thing is, I am not going to, participate in anything. So if I'm going to take the leash, doesn't mean anything, but okay. And here she is. She's a good girl. Come on. Good job. I didn't tell you we can come out, did we? Good. Very good. Okay. Good job. Okay, so we are doing all the grooming with the dog, and I suggest that you don't groom her anywhere else and you groom her by yourself. And the majority of the reason for that is the building relationship and safety. And the problem is you couldn't really get to her, and she would not stay for nail clipping or anything else, or even looking at her really, if you make a point out of it. So we did do a lot of work, and actually Amanda is going to be doing that, just because it was even harder for Amanda to accomplish that, because again of the trust issues. And you need to be able to cut your own dog's nails, and they're white, so it's not that difficult. So I would absolutely suggest that doing all these exercises that we're doing for grooming, at least only once a week or once in 2 weeks basis. Now, I always recommend to do, while you're doing this, also practice your muzzle. Go ahead, Amanda, put the muzzle on. Practicing your muzzle behavior is extremely important for any dog. It doesn't matter if you don't think she's going to, have a problem with it or not. So muzzle is always a great thing for her to practice, right? So that's a good thing. All right, go ahead and let's start. And I am reinforcing her. Go ahead and start this. So don't be stingy on this. Literally have her food. See how she's not all that, like she is not all that happy with this, but no, one at a time, and I'm gonna reinforce Amanda. So it's a little harder to get the treat. Go ahead, get a treat out of the through the muzzle, but that way the dog is absolutely practicing all of this and happy. Go ahead, and all these things are good. All right, and keep going. And I let 2 nails go, and her nails were really out, really long when we got her. You see how she's like, don't really like this? Well, with me, she's better. With Amanda, she's worse. So you see how she's holding her paw and not letting it go? Even though we're done with this, we're still holding it and we're still messing with the paw. Because again, you can't have a dog that doesn't allow you to do a basic grooming. But it's most of the time happening because you are letting somebody else groom your dog. And in this case, good job. And in this case, go ahead and start with the second one. And in this case, right, so you see when she was trying to flip that muzzle off, I did not give her anything. I just let her deal with this. Go ahead, the next one. Perfect. Now, you can also use a grinders and stuff, not necessarily use this, but this is more traumatic. So when I train, I always train the most traumatic way possible, which is a cutting this way. Go ahead. Very nice. So you can use grinder or any other thing, use her to do this, but this is more dramatic way. Go ahead, the last one. Now, after the last one, I'm just gonna ask her to go look on the back feet. Most of the time, the back feet are fine, but again, she had a major issue tucking them in and not letting us look at it. And you need to be able to look at it, and you need to be able to see how she's not really want to, for her to look at it. Now, they're pretty good, so I'm not worried about them. But you should be able to look at them, and you should be able to hold them and put pressure on them. And she is, one second, she is refusing that. So keep going and meeting that, keep going. Good. When she's good, then I'm reinforcing her, see? When she's not good, I'm not reinforcing her. Keep going. Put the second hand. And if you see anything that your dog don't like, that is what you should be practicing. There should be nothing that your dog did not allow you to do, And she's just kind of mocking this whole nail trimming thing. So she mocks it. It doesn't need to happen. But again, she was on the concrete a lot, in the past several weeks. So her nails are fine as far as the back goes. But now another thing, go ahead. And after all this said and done, she's going to take the muzzle off and going to continue with the other things. But again, first of all, it's a good thing to have a muzzle on if you're doing something the dog doesn't like. So she can't growl at you. She can't try to grab you. She can't intimidate you into letting it go. So that's one first reason. Second thing is, anytime you're doing anything with a dog, it's a good thing to practice the muzzle. If you don't practice the muzzle, that behavior will fly right off. Go ahead, and ears. So big, usually they don't really have ear problem as much as they have eye problems. But, well, I'm talking about these dogs. I mean, there's not floppy ears, which have more issues. But you should be able to completely and totally manipulate everything and be able to see it. That's, look right into it, because if she has ever infection or anything, imagine if you can't look at it and you can't do this while, she's not sick. So obviously she ain't gonna let you see anything if she is sick. And then you go into the fighting mode when the dog is not feeling good already. Eyes. So, now, exaggerated eyes in case that you ever need to either look or put meds in there and let go. So again, you should be able to restrain any body part of your own animal. I mean, that's just that. And when she comes in, I let her 2 weeks slide because I'm thinking, okay, we don't have a relationship. But that's not just me. I know she was giving you issues too if you would try to do something. Now, you can absolutely relax with her and she's gonna let you touch it, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about restraining the dog, right? For something, all right? And let's do a brushing. So when you brush on the dog and whatever it is, what I also want you to do is kind of sort of watch if she doesn't want you to brush or touch anybody parts or anything else. And then you are making sure that you're working on everything until she allows you to. And again, this is a different, situation than just keep going. This is a different situation than just sitting there on the couch and getting pet. This is not it. She knows we have something to accomplish. She knows that we absolutely have to do stuff. See, she doesn't like it. She doesn't like that she's touching her. This lip lick and everything is a stress signs, right? Now, we're still going to do it, and this is what you have to. But when you see anything this dog doesn't like, you got to make sure that you work on the stuff, and she will like it from you. I mean, this is work. You got to do this. And again, that's your relationships. What kind of dog is, what kind of relationship is this when the dog is like, don't touch me there, don't touch me here, don't touch me there, don't hold my paw. I mean, that's not a good thing. Now she's like, okay, well, let's do this and let's do that. Still doesn't really, it's not a big fan, but she's opening up and she's letting you scratch her. So there's parts that she likes and there's parts that she doesn't like. But that took a while for us to make sure that Amanda can actually do it. We're done. Please. Good girl. Very nice. Okay. Good girl. Very good. Very good girl. Please. Good job. Good. Good girl. Very good. Okay. Good girl. Good job. Please. Good job. Good girl. Very good. Very good girl. Very good. Good girl. Come here. Come on. Okay. You're such a good baby. Please. Very nice place. Very nice little girl. On the place, she can be up to 20 minutes, but you shouldn't start like that. You should start with a couple of minutes the first day, and then by the end of 2 weeks, you should go to about 10 minutes. And then as your relationship grow, you can expect her longer and longer. And right now, she can do up to 40 minutes. If it's between the dogs, that's how it's pretty much calculated as far as that goes. But she can absolutely be longer than that. But the longevity of your place and everything else will depend on your relationship. So you got to build it first properly and then expect her to listen to you. Okay. Go on. Down. Good girl. Okay. Good girl, go on. Down. Okay. She's so feisty. So feisty. So wants to do stuff. So feisty. What? It's because I left the collar on you? I'm sure I did. The red one. Sometimes she does this. Let's go. Down. Perfect, girl. Okay. Garbage can, yeah, that's nothing. Down. Good baby. And then I'm holding her a little bit. So not, okay. Everything is the same way all the time. Go on. Down. Perfect. You're a perfect little girl. I'm gonna hold her a little longer than the last time. And notice how I pay her for everything. Well, that's because in the beginning, I want you to build proper relationship. Okay. And do that with a very balanced way. So corrections plus the reinforcement, because before she got reinforcement from you but no corrections. So I really don't want this to be a one-sided. Down. Good, down. Yeah, and I will never make that dog sit. Okay. Ever. Good girl. Down. Okay, so vacuum video. She was absolutely crazy for Cocoa Puffs. As far as vacuum goes, I mean, the dog was uncontrollable as far as that goes, but just like we were doing with any other impulse control, right? So if I want her to get used to something, right? So first I kind of sort of desensitize her to it, but now, since I am pretty much done with my training with her, I just want her trust with me. So if I told her to go down, I am absolutely asking her to trust me that nothing is gonna happen to her, and that no, you can't just go and play, and you can't. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it's coming from or whatever, but if I'm asking you to do something, you're gonna have to do it. So Amanda here has a vacuum and gonna be vacuuming around her. Now the biggest thing is about that is we cannot be touching her. We cannot be very invasive. So she needs to be all around, close and everything else, but never touch the dog with that vacuum thing. So I will absolutely reinforce her for staying and for doing everything, but I'm gonna also give her a little space. So first time when you're gonna do it, please put leash on the dog and do it with the leash. But we have done this already, so go ahead, Amanda. Now the dog is gonna watch her or is going to disengage. So turn away and try not to look at it. And anyway, we're going to watch what's gonna happen. Very good. I am going to reinforce the dog. Keep going. I'm going to go all around. Good. You can get a little closer. Just perfect. Very good. Excellent. I'm going to reinforce the dog some more. And Amanda is going to change the sound of the vacuum by changing different, nose of that. So that's going to be a little different. Good girl. Very good. She's uncomfortable and she wants to go nuts and chase it, but she's not doing it. Excellent. Very, very good. Not comfortable, but I'm asking her and I'm putting out my relationship with it. So I'm going to give her some more. I'm not going to be, don't be stingy on the food. And we can stop. Perfect girl. So all I'm saying, later on, obviously you can control her without making her go down, but in the beginning, that's the easiest way for you to manage that, because it's the easiest for you to figure out the criteria, which one you're gonna use when you're reinforcing her. So that's the only reason why I do this. And again, when you try to do it first time, you absolutely have to have a leash on it, on the dog. So, and the leash on the dog, it's pretty much like if you're human and you're stepping over something, either like deep hole or something, and you're asking another person to give you a hand, right? So you're going over the creek, or you're stepping over something that's you're not comfortable with. Now this hand that somebody gives you is not going to help you at all physically. So if you're going to fall, you're going to fall. They're not going to be able to catch you. However, it gives you the confidence to step over stuff, right? And it's the same thing with the leash with the dog. So anytime that she's not feeling comfortable, give her the security of the leash, because that leash communicates that you're with her and you're going to guide her through all these difficult processes. So we'll talk about all the stuff that she doesn't like. And obviously she was here on the 4th of July. So we'll talk about all this, but she's doing absolutely fantastic, and wasn't comfortable in different places, but for the most part, she even got relaxed. So, good. Good. Good job. Okay. Come. Good girl. Okay. Where are you? There you are. So happy. Go on. Come. Good job. Okay. Come. Okay. So does she need those treats? No. But these videos are made for when she comes back, how you gotta practice this. So in the beginning, you should be using treats and build your proper relationship. So we're not baiting the dog, meaning that we're not offering those treats if they don't come over and all that good stuff. You know, we're not shaking the bag. We're not doing none of that stuff. But, okay. And we also have a correction measure if needed. So it's not the same. But, gotta be fair. Gotta build a proper positive relationship to your dog. And that's a part of it. And you see how she has to be stable. Come! Good job. And she should be very happy to do this. Okay. Very happy. Just like what you see right now. You see a happy dog. You see such a happy dog. And although sometimes she's not going to want to, and she's not going to be that happy when you call her, that doesn't matter. Because again, this is the building part. The correction part, we will explain to you and everything else. And it's been explained to her. Come! But you still have to build the proper thing. Hold her. Okay. Good job. Come. If she's not like this with you, not that happy, not that eager to please, which is before, she did stuff for a treat. But her attitude was poor. Very poor attitude. When she came in here, she did have, you know, when she wanted to play or whatever she wanted to do, that was fine. The second you start telling her what to do, she gave you attitude every single time. So now there's no attitude. Now we're happy to work. Come. And that is the big change. And again, you have a ways to correct her, so it's not like, okay, this is all. But this is building blocks. So these exercises must be accomplished. And again, she doesn't know, as far as she's not doing it well, like great, she can gain the treat. She knows that. And if she's not doing that, I'm making her do it. And you have a way now to do it. So that's all besides the point. She might have a personal stuff. Come! But either way, we're going to call her. All right, it's been over 5 minutes. You got it. Okay. Good girl. Good girl. It's also midday, and she's still happy to work. She's still happy to work. She's still happy to work. Who's that baby? Who's that baby? Yay, baby. Okay. Muzzle training is essential for every dog. So go ahead, Amanda. I'm gonna ask Amanda to help out with that, just because again, it was harder for Amanda to have it. So if you don't practice that behavior, it's gonna go away. That's what's just gonna happen. So what I really, the muzzle is part of your, you know, things that I bring you. And 1 second, here we go. Go ahead. So Amanda's gonna walk her and treat, please. Good job. Very nice. And then another treat is kind of next to my car. So now I'm showing you this. She doesn't have to do this, but I'm showing you that because, and right there, another one, and you're gonna have one more. Uh-oh, I can't see you, but that's okay. All right, and go ahead. Good baby, yeah. Right here, another one. Perfect. And now you're gonna bring her back here. Bring her to me. So, and yeah, okay. Down. Perfect girl. So anyway, and you can drop that leash. We don't need that leash. Good job. Good job. Very good job. There you are. And we're gonna just keep her on the leash. So these are the two exercises that you have to do with her. Now, muzzle behavior goes away just as fast as it creates. So if she only done the muzzle with me and you're never gonna do that, you're gonna have major problems later on putting it on. So you should be practicing this on a regular basis. Why is it important with her? She is not that friendly to people she doesn't know. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not that friendly to people I don't know. Having said that, no issues there. However, what you gotta do is to make sure that when you hand her to, groomer or veterinarian or whatever, I always put the muzzle on my dog, okay? And then not because my dog is aggressive, but by any means, but because I wanted people to treat her nicely. I want them not to restrain her as tight or not to restrain her to the point where they're just worried that she's going to bite them. It's going to be such a much stress-free thing if you're going to hand that dog in a muzzle, okay? And that way, and you're also going to say, no, there's nothing aggressive about her, but I want you guys all to be safe. And that's just going to, first of all the professionals will always appreciate that. And again, they will treat your dog, without fear, which is, again, it's a big thing. So it's it's comfort. Another thing is, if she's ever in any kind of pain, dogs who are in pain, prone to biting, especially, again, with her back legs and front legs and all kinds of legs, I think she might be prone to pain at some point. And if she is, she will get cranky and she will get this way and she will get that way. And again, it wouldn't be her fault, but it would be something that you don't want to deal with. If you put her in the muzzle, you can deal with the dog. You can, bring her again somewhere or lift her or do something that you need to do, and it's all going to be safely. So that is the reasons why you do this. Sometimes I actually, if I am walking in the areas where so many children or other dogs and people are just not paying attention, I intentionally put my dog in the muzzle. The reason for that is because if some kid, run after her and hug her and try to kiss her, and that's might scare the dog and she might snap. While you are absolutely safe if your dog is in there. Same thing is with another dog. What if somebody is gonna just let their leash freaking go or whatever, and then you end up with a dog who is she can take care of herself, if she really wants to. So if it's a stupid little Chihuahua that's actually friendly but want to say hi, and your dog is 3 or 4 times bigger than the Chihuahua, well, you have problems, but you don't have any problems if your dog is in the muzzle. So a lot of times when I go and I think the best example was a boat show, that when I went with the dog, I just literally put the muzzle on and went through that. Because then I can concentrate on this and I don't have to worry, because there was so many kids and so many those little yappers that just consistently, I have a very, you have a very good dog who is healing and doing the right thing, but anything can come up to her. So that's why you do this, and that's why it's so important to practice that every time you get a chance. So that is, I would be practicing religiously if I would be you. Come on. Very nice. So I don't train in these places. I only do the videos in these places. So, scary doors. Look at her. Wonderful. You are wonderful. Yeah, you are. Thank you. Good. Good. And good job. And I'm gonna stop. Good girl. Down. I had to remind her because there's cats and everything smells. So again, in the new place, brand new place. I am not really anticipating her like doing, you know, by herself. Anything besides the healing. I mean, she can stop, she forgets. Later on, that's a goal, but very good. So in the beginning, it might not be. Now I'm gonna stop, let's gonna see. Still not, down. And as long as she listens, I am happy. And let's see now, I'm not gonna reinforce it because I had to tell her. First time I did. And down. And that's because she's looking at all this, which is crazy for her. Very good. And I'm gonna do this again. And I'm gonna stop. And she did it all her own. Yay! You always give her a choice and chance to redeem herself. And if she does, you reinforce the crap out of it. Right? Because you did it. You did it, little one. You did it, little one. So you want to automatic stuff, but you have to adjust to the level of stress that she's experiencing. So we're going to stop and look at the some birdies. I'm going to stop her right here. Down. Good job. Now, didn't do it by herself, but, and that's scary. Yeah, that is scary. And again, her down is your trust in your relationship, you know, so you absolutely have to do this, because if you're practicing enough, then I don't care what's going on. The down is my mom told me I will be safe on this. So that is kind of sort of where it's all coming from. So for the stress induced dog like that in public, there's nothing better than this. Perfect. There was a walker there. She's like, okay, weird. We don't care. And I'm gonna stop right here in the middle. Down. Good job. And I'm gonna start walking. So now she wants to get out of here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come right back in. You saw how she pulled me? Here we go. Come on. That's the first time she pulled. That's much better. And if you feel it, so this is my setup, see? I mean, it's, if I feel that, and the only reason I have this thing in one hand is because I have to video. If I didn't have to video, I don't have to keep it all in one hand, but you know, I'm gonna make videos for you. Good job, you're such a good girl. Again, is she gonna love it? No, but she gets used to every single time. This is just a brand new place